Nice guys finish last. You're running out of gas. Your sympathies will get you left behind. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is either Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, DEFFINITY, DEVVE, daCat, SMOL Chavez update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. We appreciate it. Rigged X saying Randy. It's been a good couple of days here. I don't know what I don't know what day I left off at. There's a bunch of news to go over. Outside of that, there's some crypto stuff to go over as well. I titled this VeVe smaller licenses outsell bigger ones. We will take a look at that. We will take a look at the crypto market, why OMI pumped yesterday, and why I haven't been around for a few days, what I've been buying, what I've been not buying, what I am ready to buy tomorrow, how much I'm going to front load, how much I'm going to not, the other stuff that I've done that's very risky, it's not very risky, and all that. So let's get into it. Let's start. Should we start with some news first? We should start with news from like Wednesday, right? Didn't leave until now. Okay. We have 1,200 holders now for daCat. Very good. Very good. We'd love to get that up even farther. We'd love to get that up even farther. I think there's 10,000 holders for DEVVE, and they have almost a $30 million market cap. 1,200 holders for daCat, and we have like a 1-point-something million market cap, low 1.1, 1.2. So I think if we can also get to 9,000, 10,000 holders, then we can also get up to the tens of millions of dollars in market cap. I'll keep you posted on that. I am going to increase my daCat tokens. So I donated like 1 trillion daCat tokens to the daCat Chronicles wallet. The daCat Chronicles wallet has 1 trillion daCat tokens. It has like 7 million, no, maybe like 4.5. It has like 4.5 million OMI tokens. It's got 1,000 DEVVE tokens, and it is gonna have DEFFINITY at some point. It'll have more tokens, etc. My personal wallet, so that in general, that's going to be used to pay for a lot of the stuff for daCat Chronicles, which is the comic, anything that has to do with the characters that I've helped create or I've created. And anything that goes on with the IP. Now there's a daCat marketing wallet that I don't know. I've donated some stuff to that when we wanted to get, the hack and audit, when we wanted to get the gold check mark, like there's some stuff, but that's a community effort. That belongs to everyone. Everyone gets a say in that. And even though daCat Chronicles wallet is mine and those funds are there because of me, I do like to take everyone's thoughts into consideration and all that. But my personal wallet, I am probably never going to sell. I will probably use that for giveaways. That'll probably be at Comic-Cons, that'll be at designer cons. There's a meme conference in April that I want to go to for daCat. It is in Vegas. So if you're gonna be in Vegas, that'd be great. That'd be a great way to take my new bay. I do have a new bay. It is not yet official. It might not be official for a little while, but I will tell you this. The real Randy Chavez has stopped taking applications for a new bay. There were many participants. There are many applications, and one seems like it got through. One seems like it's one seems like it could be permanent. So we're gonna take the wait and see approach, and we're gonna be exclusive to us. But I think you know what I did. I think you know what I did. I had a very good couple of days. We were gonna do like a skit. Like I was gonna go live one night, and she was gonna stand like next to Dashi, where I'd be like, "Hello, Dashi." I'm like, who is that? She was gonna come in. We'll do like a cosplay thing. Maybe she was gonna like interrupt. I'm like, "Oh, and by the way," and "Oh, hey, what are you doing here?" And then, so yeah, we had a good couple of days. That's why I wasn't live for a couple of days. And again, there's no no new applications will be reviewed for the Chavez girlfriend initiative that I think I think we found the one. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. Anyway, and again, thanks for the super chats. Let's get to some of the rest of the stuff. Anyway, so for daCat, my in April we want to go and take. I want to go to Vegas for MemeCon, and if I do that, I'll go for not only daCat. That's something I'm going to represent, obviously, but I'm also going to go for SMOL, SMOL. They were my last podcast. And okay, like why? What is SMOL? If you didn't see the podcast, it's this couple that I don't believe are married yet. I think they're boyfriend and girlfriend. They might be fiance. I'm not sure. So fiance, French word. I don't really know French. And they work with a bunch of rescues. They like me because I was in the veterinary field for the better part of a decade before I went in the military. And they have a couple of rescues, and then they just, like, on a whim, they just said, you know what, I don't like what OnlyFans is doing to the world, where you have it's over 10% of girls between 18 and 25 that are on OnlyFans. Like it's over 1 in 10 girls between the ages of 18 and 25 that are on OnlyFans, which is bananas. And then you have like half of all married men in like their 40s or somewhere around that statistic that are on OnlyFans as well. And it's like, this is probably not good for society. So what they did was they said, like, you know what, let's make a joke, OnlyFans. My friend Julie did this back in the day, Julie Borowski, where she made it OnlyFans, but it was her fully clothed, and she would read parts of the Constitution. I think it was free. You could subscribe to her for free, but for Small's a dog, and they're just like, let's stop making these types of and again, people can make their livings in whichever way they want, as long as it's legal, as long as each party is consenting, nobody gets really harmed. I mean, heck, you could own a casino and that's legal, but you can't tell me that sometimes people don't get gambled at and they lose everything they have. Stuff could be said for that, but there's like, let's stop making these people famous. And if you know, people do this, they make their living, whatever, but let's see if we can get a dog to become famous, and they'll take 60% of all their subscription fees, because they get it's $5 for an account. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's called the official_small, and it's a doggo. I subscribed for $5 a month, and they post pictures of the little doggo and videos. I like that one. It's adorable. And then again, 60% of the fees go to animal charities. Out of the 40% that's left, 20% goes to buybacks and burns, and the other 20%, I think, might go to them. I'm not 100% sure. It either goes to them or it goes to like their war chest. Again, 20% immediately goes to buybacks and burns, which is great. And the other 20%, I think, goes to like future endeavors or some type of marketing. And so I do not, well, I've never bought a small bag. I am not paid to talk about that. I'm not, they didn't say like, yo, here's a bag, pump us. I did join their Telegram, and then I don't know actually how to get it out, but there's a couple of people, I guess, in Telegram. You can tip in certain in certain currencies. I think people used to tip in OMI, like way back in the day. People sending like millions of OMI, because it was back in the day. It was like quad 03, whatever. You know, it's like, oh yeah, a million OMI is like $30. So people would be tipping like crazy stuff. Anyway, someone, like, they made an account. I never had like a tipping thing in Telegram, but I guess now I do. So a couple of them sent me a certain amount of small. I don't know how much it is. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I think small's down, up like 2% on the day, but it's up like 300% in 14 days. When I interviewed them, they had like a $400,000 market cap, up to 1.1, almost 1.2 now. So even if I got like a couple dollars worth, it might be like $7 now. Again, I don't know how much they tipped me. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'll again, so just full disclosure, I do have what is likely a very, 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 very small bag. Get it? Small. But for that, I just like what they're doing. They are going to be in the daCat universe. I am writing them a comic. We'll be on VeVe, and we're gonna go and I'm gonna. So tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm going to spend it first day back in the gym in several weeks. I'm gonna spend it having a good diet. I'm gonna go in and eat a bunch of eggs and egg whites, a little bit of meat, protein shakes, some what's that called? Oh god, the little thing that you puts water in your muscles. It's a workout supplement, water, muscles. I don't know what. Creatine. Okay, there it is. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Doing some of that, and then I'm going to be working on their comic. I'm going to be working on the daCat comic. I'm going to be streaming at night, obviously. Again, tomorrow is my birthday, so I will go in and stream about all the good stuff and talk about what I want to tomorrow. Anyway, the reason I brought them up is because at MemeCon in Vegas in April, I'll go and I'll represent daCat. The comic should be out by then. The SMOL comic will be written by then. I don't think the SMOL comic will be out. We'll see, because again, we have to get someone to animate that in general. But again, I really like what they're doing. Shout out to the DEVVE community saying happy birthday, because I guess it's the 15th in Europe. Everyone's saying happy birthday, friend. Be like, thanks, friendos. People saying that DEVVE's gonna go crazy. And speaking of DEVVE, let's take a look at what they did today. They still have yet. Is the price 28 cents? Is that what it is right now? Oh, honey. All right. Let's do something here real quick. Oh shit. We got a super chat coming in from the Cray Mountain, gifted a real Randy Chavez a membership. Let's go. Thank you. Far too kind. I guess we'll do a little bit of cash here. A little cashola. USDC. Okay. Sell all. Gonna max it out. Okay, done. Thank you for the gift. That is insane. We love that. Oh, we gifted it to Zombie. Zombie is now a member of the Real Randy Chavez channel. We love that. He says thank you. Far too kind. Yes, of course. Happy birthday to me. And again, the reason I bring it up is because I had said actually months ago, wouldn't it be great if the DEVVE announcement was on my birthday on December 15th? Because they're not going to announce it on a weekend. It looks like it's going to be a U.S. stock exchange partner. So we're thinking New York Stock Exchange, we're thinking NASDAQ. And when can you trade on them? Usually between 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then 4 p.m. So they're probably not going to do it in the middle of the night, at least in U.S. time. They're probably not going to do it on a weekend. Oh, we got Rigged X just became a YouTube member. Oh, my man. Thank you. Far too kind. And they're probably only going to announce it on a trading day, because DEVVE has a sister company called DevStream, and they're already listed on the NASDAQ. So I can't wait to see what DevStream does when it's announced that their sister company, the Dev ecosystem, Dev Exchange, and all that, they're coming out with an exchange that is likely going to be on a U.S. stock exchange. Again, most likely New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ. That is what it seems that the evidence is pointing towards. So again, I'm going to go in and try to get a little bit more right now. And I do have a bit of money coming to me tomorrow. That money is mostly going to go to DEVVE. Give me one sec here. I have some USDC. Oh my gosh, where's my home button? Oh my gosh, give me my balance. Why do you have to go and make things so complicated? Okay, sorry. We're going to transfer. We're going to transfer a little bit of this. We're going to transfer Sindua. Okay, that's good. That's good. We're going to do over here. And we're just going to do a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, send right meow. Done. Sending the good stuff over there. Dashi, Pikachu, and all that. Love how you can send that. It doesn't show on my, like, it'll show on YouTube. Like, people that are watching right now and they could bring up the comments. It just looks like it says Pika Dashi _ Pika. What is that? And you know, we can't really tell, but obviously if people that can look in the comments, you see like, oh, they're actually stickers. It's Pikachu in a blue party hat. It's Dashi and it's another Pikachu like that. That's really cool. But yeah, for some reason it doesn't show up on the live stream. You have to go to the comments for that. Anywho. Okay, we're gonna receive. Good, we received. Damn, I lost a lot of money. Okay. For DEVVE, we're just gonna get a little bit more here, just a little bit, because 28 cents is kind of low. It's kind of low, and I'm gonna do 30. Get a little bit of DEVVE here. So the last video I made, I think I was at, how much was I at? 120,000 DEVVE. I'm at 135,000 DEVVE, and I'm gonna get to a 140, and then and if I get my funds tomorrow and DEVVE's still down here, I'll get like another 10,000 DEVVE, because that would be like maybe like $3,200 with fees and stuff. I'm gonna go hard. Again, the goal, like, and who knows if Definity or OMI kind of pumps, you know, maybe take a little off there and then buy some more DEVVE with that. Something that hasn't pumped yet. Again, if OMI pumps like 10%, I don't care. That's not worth it. But you know, if it does like a doubling, okay, yeah, take a little bit. We'll see. A buddy of mine's texted me. Yeah, he got more DEVVE too. Sweet buy. I think he bought a little bit before I did, so he's gonna get a little bit of a better price on me here, which is fine. Oh yeah, we changed. Oh, okay. There's another big sell at 20. Okay, all right, but you got a little sandwich there. My friend did. Somebody bought 3,000 before he bought. He bought 700. Then they sold 2,300. They just sandwiched them. Anyway. Let's get back to some of these comments over here. Turtle Golf saying, "Let's go." First, missed this guy. I missed y'all too. Again, I missed it for good reason. For good reason is because I had a really special girl over, and it was great. Oh, looky what we had here. 3.2 million OMI burn today. Now, why is that? Let's get to the title. So the title is VeVe's small licenses are outselling the bigger ones. Me and my friend were both at like 90,000 DEVVE not that long ago, and we're at like 130K now, like 135, and I'll get up to 150, as long as we don't, you know, go crazy tomorrow, and it's not announced tomorrow. But it would be cool if they did. It would be cool. Anyways, like Chavez, what are you talking about? Didn't, you know, Star Wars is like the biggest license, one of their biggest licenses, and you know that did like 50 grand the other day. You know, there's no way the drop today had made that, and you're right, it didn't make that. The drop today, 21.95 was this 15, made about 33,000, which is nice. 33,000 is nice. Now, did it do the what do we have, 50? I think it was 50,000. Yeah, did it do 50,000 like Star Wars did, you know, the Trooper? It did not. But the last big license we had, like after that, you know, we had a couple of comics, but you know, we had Coca-Cola, and This one, it had a secret rare 150, you know, 1 out of 150 like variant, that you could craft. You needed to get all the rares. Now the rares were like five of them, and they were 1 of 500. So they weren't like crazy amounts that had like, you know, like 30,000 or 8,000 or even like 1,000. It, you know, it's 500. But there wasn't really any chase. Like it was, they were all, I think, decent. They weren't like crazy number of mints, but again, there wasn't a chase. For this one today, there were 2 special editions, 2 ultra rares, which were 1 of 500, and then a secret rare of 1 of 250. So I think the ultra rares from today, those might be, they might be above retail. I'm trying to find them. Scrolling here, I can. I'm looking at the commons. I'm looking at the fudge am I looking at here? All right, I'm not seeing an ultra rare. I'm only seeing the special editions and the commons. I'm not seeing the. All right, with the fudge. All right, what do I have to? I just type into Kobe, right? I type into Kobe. We should be good. All right, secret rare obviously looks good. All right, ultra rare. Here we go. 1680. So they are slightly above retail. That's 1 ultra rare. Was there only 1 ultra rare? Am I tripping? I only see 1 ultra rare. I could have sworn though on the editions it said, okay, there's one. There's a normal 1 of 500, and then there's a ultra rare that's craft. But I couldn't find the. All right, let me go here. Filter for ultra rare, collectible, apply. Oh, okay. The Hajj-Kato Island that you had to craft. That'd probably be a bit. Yeah, it's lower. It's like 7, like under $8 for that. So there's no real reason to craft. Or I guess if you already were trying to get for the secret or whatever. Long story short, there was a lot more chases here. Yeah, the secret rare, 1 of the ultra rares, and then 2 special editions. On the Coca-Cola drop, they were just all rares, and you could kind of craft the secret rare, you know, if you got all of them, and that's cool. But Coca-Cola made not a lot of money. It made less than the Kobe, and everyone on planet freaking Earth knows what Coca-Cola is. But the Kobe, 18,000 followers on Instagram. That's less than I have on X. How does the Kobe with 18,000 followers on Instagram outsell Coca-Cola that has 3.2 million followers on Instagram? So you have this, I think, misunderstanding of how to value ROI. And you have to so a lot of people are thinking, okay, what's the audience we have right now? And they think, and again, it's short-term flipping, probably going to lead to some long-term dips. Short-term flip, long-term dip. You have the Kobe, which again, these things are cool. Like I want some. Right now, the wallet is really, really tight, and I can't. Like I'm not like, again. I don't know what if the white one is common. They have a freaking Tony the Tiger one that's really cool. Okay, so the rainbow looking one and the head white one, those I want those. Now let me see. Okay, the rainbow looking one's a special edition, and the other white one's the ultra rare. Okay, so gonna be really hard for me to get. But if I just put the Kobe and just put the collectible on there. Let's see what the other ones are. So I assume these are like $1,000. Oh, $345 for the special edition brown Joseon tiger. The D Beast tiger though, that's $1,000. That's a lot. The Sangun tiger. Oh, only $64. That's actually not bad. But again, I don't really want him. Okay, the ultra rare, about $17. I do want him. Oh, Eno's selling his for level 100. Let's see if there's like a. I don't really want a sub 100 if it's going to be 35 doll hairs. I might just buy this guy from the market. I'm not sure because again, he looks cool, and I like him. The other ones I assume are like, okay, what's Dharma Tiger? He's $1.80. Oh, Wing Tiger. Okay, he looks cool. He's a rare. He's $7.60. Anyway, part of the reason that you have this outselling is one, the chases, but it's like, again, one of 60s, and then yes, the common of one of 2,000. Yeah, that's why it's $1.80. The rare one of 900. Let me see. I don't think I took a look at the rare. Oh, $7.60. Okay, it's actually not horrible. It only got cut in half. And then you have the ultra rare that's above secret rare, obviously well above. It's like a 4x for the secret rare, which is pretty nice. But it's just there's multiple things to get. There are cats. Cats are really cool. A lot of people like them. And for Coca-Cola, they're signs, which are cool. But these little guys are like carrot. Again, that clearly Tony the Tiger. But the rest of them, I don't know. What's their lore? What's their backstory? Where did they come from? Where do they belong? What is this freaking? What is the craft? What is the bold character built for collectors who prize design as much as display. Yeah. So it's like cars nowadays versus cars in like the 70s. Cars nowadays are like, yeah, they're nice and they're get good gas mileage, and they have Bluetooth that comes with it, which is cool. A lot of safety features. But dude, cars back in like 67 Chevy Impala, 72 Beast, like muscle car, like they just had style, man. Like they were just freaking cool. And I feel like the Coca-Cola drops that we've been getting, at least the most recent one, is again, they're like neon lights. They're cool. I think everyone grew up drinking Coca-Cola. I did when they came out with like vanilla Coke, bro. I was in on that vanilla Coke. I was balls deep in that. So I like it, and I think one of everyone's favorite Super Bowl commercials was Mean Joe. Mean Joe's this mean football player, and then this one kid. I don't know. He like shares a Coca-Cola with him, and Mean Joe's, hey kid, and he throws after he drinks the Coke, he throws him a jersey, and the kid's like, thanks, Mean Joe. Like that was some people's like favorite Super Bowl commercial. And then they realized they could make money if they actually, charge people, made up some new stuff. And it's cool, but that's like the newer, it's fine for aesthetic. It's fine. Yeah, people are going to want that in their rooms. But right now, a lot of people are looking at the design, they're looking at the numbers, and they're looking at, again, the chases. But what I think people are realizing is that there's only 1,000 people on the app per day, on any given day. Sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less, but on average, it's about 1,000 people per day, and they're going based on what is here right now, and the audience that's here right now is very small. What people are forgetting is just the timelessness of Coca-Cola, and I don't think I probably have one or two Coca-Cola things, not off the most recent drop. But yeah, it has 3.2 million followers over on just Instagram. As people get in, like again, this Decoby stuff is cool. I'm probably going to get the ultra rare because I like it. Cats are awesome. and again, there's not a lot of these, but there's only 18,000 fans of DeKobe on Instagram, and there might be more on, like, if they have a Twitter, if they have a Facebook, if that, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like you only have to get a super small percentage of people that really like Coca-Cola, because there's only 500 of those signs. Some people are going to want, and there's bottles and there's stuff. And my friend Jess, she was on the podcast a couple months back. I don't know if it's her dad or if it was her mom's, like, boyfriend, husband, but back in, like, high school, he just he didn't drink water. All he drank was Coca-Cola. There's people that's what they do. They just, like, it's just an American staple. Now, granted, it's been going down. Like, soda in general has been going down a lot. People are replacing soda with water, which is good. They should only drink healthy stuff. Now, granted, when my bae was here this weekend, we had some alcohol. We had some soda in the alcohol. Like, I had some Coca-Cola products. I like soda. I don't drink it because it's not healthy, but a lot of people are not healthy in this country, and they'll go in and I think in the long term, these Coca-Cola bottles and signs that nobody seems to want right now, they're probably going to do better than DeKobe. Now maybe DeKobe happens to blow up a little bit and they're cool and they're popular and whatever, but and maybe they rise a little bit, but I think the ROI is probably, as long as VeVe grows with the narrative of digital collecting and NFTs, and again, when do we hit that? I have zero idea anymore. After interviewing Manu Chowdhury from DMA Link, Definity, Bloomsbury Money, and he said that we're in for, like, a major correction next year. And he said that when we had that massive, like, bloody Friday in October, he knew the day before, because somebody gave him a call and he's just like, hey, if you have any long positions, close them right now. And I was like, oh, okay. And it's not even something that his anomaly detector was able to detect, because it was all like person to person, like wire phone calls. And the anomaly detector just, again, it didn't pick it up, because they were all going to do it at the same time. They caused that massive red candle in October. I think it was that Friday of Comic-Con. And he says, like, hey, I've been hearing rumblings that, again, in February, March of next year, we're going to have a major correction. Could, if we go back to 2014 timeframes, lasts about 100 days, about 3 months. After that, do we staircase it up? Do we have a V-shaped recovery? Do we just, go crazy afterwards? I don't know. I don't even know if this happens. This is just what he's been hearing, and based on what he heard last time in October, and it, that came true. And again, a lot of these guys have major amounts of money, because he works with a lot of institutions and banks, most of them in Europe. Again, this is just what he's hearing. So by that point, DEVVE should have gone crazy, because we, again, if it doesn't, I was telling my bae this, I was telling my girl this week, I was like, hey, listen, I think there's a good chance that these DEVVE tokens that I've been buying, and I tried to explain, she literally fell asleep while I was explaining one of the things. I was like, you said you like the sound of my voice. You fell asleep, I assumed 20 seconds into what I was explaining. And then she's like, no, I was just, she had like 4 hours of sleep in like 48 hours. So when she got here, she was really tired. And we took a nap, but what's like a 90-minute nap when you haven't slept in 2 days? So again, when we're awake and we're sober, I explained to her a bit of DEVVE. I was like, listen, I think this has a really good chance of taking off, in January, and potentially even this month. And I told her, like, hey, this announcement could come right now, this Friday, could come any day, or it could come on my birthday on the 15th, or, anytime after that. And I think it has a really good shot of doing crazy numbers, where let's go, let me, I mean, flew out here, but it's very cold here in Ohio. So, excuse me. So I want to take her someplace warm. And you know, this one, okay, what's a couple flights to Florida, Orlando. That's pretty cheap. South Carolina, pretty cheap. But I told her, like, hey, depending on when this DEVVE hits, renew that passport, girl. Let's go to Japan. Let's go to Europe. Let's go like wherever. And I said, like, be advised, there is a chance that a lot of this crypto doesn't really start hitting until late 2026. And it's going to be kind of touch and go here for a minute. And we're going to have to delay some of these trips until that happens. And she seemed fine with it. Like, okay, cool. So again, this is all provided that fudge. This is all provided that VeVe can grow with the overall market, which I think it can. And then I think you have Coca-Cola that will outperform DeCobi. I think there's a bunch of Disney stuff on here that will outperform. Again, you've had a lot of these Asian and designer con artists that are outselling like Lamborghini and stuff because they have scarce stuff. They have fidgetals that go along with it. They have signed stuff. Like and maybe it's the fault of the licensors that won't allow, like, again, Lamborghini, you're not going to, they could sell out $500,000. They're not giving a car, right? They're not giving a car away, but maybe they give away like a toy car, like a 1 of 100 model, a physical, something like that. But I don't see these other, I don't see Aston Martin doing that. I don't see Lamborghini. I don't see Disney. I don't see any of these bigger companies doing that. And that's why you see these smaller known, like anyone here of DeCobi before VeVe mentioned them, anyone, get them up there, raise your hand. Because I haven't. Why did it outsell Coca-Cola? This one, I think it was just because of the, you know, the mint numbers and the chases, and they're getting really innovative. Coca-Cola didn't do that. They had 1 of 500s, which again, applaud them for being a little bit more scarce than they have been in the past. But the last drop did pretty well because they had a, you know, a 1 of 1. But again, in the short term, these big licenses are being outsold by these decon artists and these South Korean artists, and it's miraculous to see. But I think in the long term, again, nobody's looking at the future. They're not looking at what's ahead. People are looking at just what we have right now. And I see that in companies all the time, where people are trying to, okay, what's hot right now, and let's try to, you know, catch on to this that's like on brand, instead of trying to solve a problem that people have right now that's going to be needed in the future, like tokenization, privacy, like all that jazz. So again, really long-winded here. 38 minutes in, I haven't even gone over all right, so I interviewed Manu of Definity Markets, DMA Link, Bloomsbury Money, Axion AI. He was on a stream with me in Crypto Rain. My guys. One of the things that I'm going to, so I don't, so we did 2 streams. One was public, me and Crypto Rain interviewing Manu. It's on my channel. It's on X. You can see it. Another one was not public. It was to Crypto Rain's Discord. I don't even know I was on that, because like the people on his Discord are not paying to see me. They're paying to see Manu. But I was on it, and he let me on. You know, it was cool. And I thought I asked good questions. I added to the conversation. We fun stories about Stripperella. But I'll give a little alpha here, because this one I think was said in the private stream, but I'll mention it because it has to do with what I'm talking about. I told him, like, hey, in Ladies on Solana, they never wanted us to have more than like 5% of the supply, like in one wallet. Like, me and Rain have other investments. There's a decent chance that one of them goes up before Definity, maybe, or Definity rises like a phoenix from the ashes on their next announcement. Who knows? And I was asking him, like, listen, we already, like, our network holds a very significant amount of the supply. You know, as I buy some, like, do I become one of the top holders, and do I have like, like 3% in one wallet? Or do you not want to have any more than like 1 or 2% in one wallet? It's like, you can do that, but just get another wallet. And he said, no, like, because it's you, Randy, and we know you take care of the projects that you're in, and you're very sensible with these things. You could have as much as you want in there. Says, but I would recommend to other people, and I don't know how he would recommend this, but he's like, recommend other people to like get a part of the company. And at this point, if you want a part of, whether it's DMA Link, whether it's Bloomsbury Money, reach out to me. I'll reach out to Manu. This is like higher level stuff here. Like, you need to be coming with like multiple 5 figures, if not 6 figures, to get and it's just like, reach out to me. I was like, okay. And then he's like, you would want part of the company. Like, I would suggest, yes, get token, cool, but also hedge your bets and get part of the company. Okay. Now I already have part of those companies, but for people, so I have more in the companies than I do in the token. So I'm going to load up on the token. That is one of the things I'm going to get when because I think DEVVE moons beforehand, because I think that announcement could be 18 hours away. Who messaged me? Aw, Jen. Yeah, bro, I have like deer in my backyard. I mean, they were in my, I mean, they're not anymore. This is like hours ago. I thought it was cool. Who dis? If we get the announcement, it would have to be this coming week. I doubt it would all right, so somebody's saying for the DEVVE announcement, it would have to be this week, because he doubt it happens on Christmas week or New Year's week. And that's possible. It's possible we also don't get it until next month. But they have mentioned in the past that everything's still on track for Q4. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me get this over here. We want Miss Gecko. Hey, how do you spell Miss Gecko? Is it MISS or is it MS? Oh, it is MS. Want to come on? I've tried to get her on before. She hasn't. She has yet to come on the podcast. But we'd love to get Miss Gecko on. She's great. I love her. All good things. All good things. My bae is currently traveling right now, but she sometimes watches. Anyway, let's move on here. Clarity Act, yes, that's true. We could have that passed probably in January, but maybe sooner. We have a lot of news to go over. What else we got here? Eric Trump's America Bitcoin buys 416 Bitcoin worth $38 million. Oh, Abe says, first one again, too easy. Ironman616 reposting the stream. My heckin' bay. EV Zombie says, yo. Abe says, $3 Definity, please. Yeah, guys, they are crushing it. They are absolutely crushing it. I can't say what. Oh my God. Okay, so listen. There's a company earlier this year. I can't say who it is. It was an insane multiple. Like, whatever multiple you think they got for earnings, like their valuation. Like, let's say, God, I don't know how much I've given Mr. MC1 over here from, let's say, I don't know, like 15, 30. Let's say, like, for small businesses, you get like a 5x multiple. When it comes to internet companies or things with higher margins or Web3, it's a multiple of that. 30x multiple. Actually, give me 1 sec here. I mean, my channel is probably worth a really good amount now. Anyway, there was a company earlier this year that had a double-digit multiple. between 10 and 99x. So based on their earnings, they had between a 10 and 99x multiple. It was a lot. It was on the upper end of that. And if Definity's, they could be a 9-figure company. They're probably a 9-figure company right now. Probably multiple 9-figure company. In which case, my net worth went through the freaking roof. Obviously, the only way I could cash out of that is if I do an OTC deal, or if I do if they do some type of like Series A, and then I can cash out that. But it is significant. And that's DMA link. That's Definity Markets. Bloomsbury Money, they have yet to really start ramping up. The Definity token is Bloomsbury Money's official utility token. They're doing stuff with not just utility for Definity in the onboarding and offboarding of crypto in Europe, but also crypto repo in gaming, like in casino games. You had Trump just say that he was going to juggle the idea of not taxing gains based on gambling. So gambling winnings are not going to be taxed if it passes, and I hope it does. That could be really freaking huge. Like, that could be really huge. So what Manu's thing is like, oh, okay, you don't want to carry $10 million in cash to a casino? Cool. Just have some Bitcoin, have some Ethereum, and we'll give you a certain percentage loan to value of that, and you just get casino chips, and they facilitate that. Nobody in the rest of the world has that product, but they've tried it out on multiple casinos already. And again, if you have a certain amount of Definity tokens, you get a discount on those fees. So a lot of this is really and for fudge, some of this is private. For what they're doing with the banking, you'll only see buys. I can't say the details of it, but if a bank wants to save on like $1 million in fees and they want to purchase like 50K worth of the token, obviously you're going to see the buys because they have to purchase that. And it's like, okay, well, Chavez, what if they go from one bank to another and then they leave? Doesn't that mean they're going to have to sell? Not necessarily. I'll let Manu talk about that when he comes back on another time. And this is why Stripperella was brought up. You'll see buys, but you probably won't see any sells. It's going to be one of the greatest utility tokens, probably in Web3, like in banking, and nobody knows about it. Again, this is why it's my biggest position when counting the companies that I own shares of, and why I'm only going to buy more once DEVVE goes up, because DEVVE is going to do absolute ridiculous things. I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. BlackRock has deposited $202 million worth of Bitcoin into Coinbase on December 10th. Johnny Depp reading his Hyde magazine. David talked about it. He posted it. No VeVe on the Hyde book, even though it's on VeVe. Paul Atkins believes the entire U.S. stock market could transition to blockchain within a few years. This represents a $68 trillion U.S. stock market compared to the current $670 million in tokenized assets. That is a 100,000-fold difference. DEVVE could do that, right? Right? Because, I mean, if DEVVE is going to be partnering with a U.S. stock exchange, which we don't know, the evidence just seems to point that way. Could be London, could be Beijing, could be Hong Kong. I feel like that Hillary Duff song, London, Paris, maybe Tokyo. Oh, God, that's such a good... we listened to a lot of Hillary Duff this... What the fudge? The fudge is this? Oh, is that what I have to... Gay? All right, whatever. All right. That's fine. I'll pay it. Oh my God! So Tammy Hanna is at Magic's place, and she's got little magic kitties, and they're watching Fantastic Four. Oh my God, so freaking cute. Aw, kitties. Tell them I said hi. Space Penguin, always love them. They're replying. Like awesome. Randy Glow, which again, I had my girl over, had my bae. And again, the real Randy Chavez is no longer taking any girlfriend applications. I might have found the one. I don't know. Got the special edition today. Oh, epic. Get that bread. Hey, what's up, Captain Kurt? How's it going, fam? Hope you're doing well. Echo 712, give me the salutes. Arcturus has bought more OMI and DEVVE today. You're not the only one. Yes, it was creatine. I was derping on the name. I don't know why. I was being a little derpy here. Oh yeah. Cray Mountain gifting a membership to the VV Zombie, my man. Says happy birthday. Thank you. DEVVE announcing any day now, or are we going to be waiting in 2026? We don't know. Either way, any day now, depending on your time frame, could still be in January. Like, we've been waiting for how many months, years? If you wait another 20 days, it's still any day now. Like, it could be tomorrow, or it could be January 27th, right? Like, no idea. But it's still any day now. Even if it does get delayed to January, I would still consider that any day now. Cray Mountain says, let's go, zombie. You make it home. I was hoping you would be. Rigged became a new member. Y'all are my bays. Oh shoot. Y'all are my bays. The Cray Mountain. I'm still in Detroit. Why are you still in Detroit? Shit. Oh yeah, Pika. What up, fam? Yo, Kuma, my man. How you doing? Chilling in VeVe's. Hey, Randy. What up? What's up, Randy? Yo, what's up, Booth? What do you think about GTA 6 implementing crypto? I think that was the reasons for delay, right? Oh my God. I'm in a group chat with my girl, and they changed her last name to Chavez. It's like, okay, guys, this is very early in the relationship. What's up, Bill Gardner? Yeah, I think you have to, right? Like a game this big, you're gonna that costs this much. Yeah, you're gonna implement crypto. Influencer Admin Ross said he's going to make a server on GTA 6 where people can earn crypto by selling drugs and playing missions, kind of like his own economy in the game. Smart. I think it's smart. If they allow it, make a lot of money. Beginning steps of metaverse, yeah, pretty much. I mean, you've had the beginning steps of metaverse since was it Otherworld? No, Second Life. Second Life was made in like the early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s. Second Life video game launched in 2003. That was the making of a metaverse. It was in 2000. What's this? Very nice. Yeah. So again, you've had the beginnings of the metaverse for 22 years now. Where are you, Miss Gecko? Show yourself. We love Miss Gecko. She's great. We buy VeVe's land. Yeah. I mean, depending on where it is, like if they're gonna drop it in the middle of nowhere, probably not. But if it's like next to something that's cool, yeah, absolutely. What will you do if VeVe's land? I don't know yet. Probably make an alligator sanctuary. Like I'll probably buy some like shitty land that's in like the swamp, and I'll just make it my alligator sanctuary and be like, okay, these alligator Lokis are here. You can visit. That'd be cool. I think only hit 10. Yeah. I mean, it could hit 10 cents in 2026. It could hit 10 cents this bull run in a blow off top. I think the odds are it probably won't. Odds are I would say like a 70% chance it doesn't, and it goes to 2 cents, 8 cents, anywhere in between. But I think that means there's like a 30% chance that it can hit 10 cents. Maybe even like 20. Maybe like 15. Because I mean, like 1 in 5, I don't know, maybe. So it's possible it does it this bull market. It's also possible that it doesn't until next bull market. You know, I have no idea. Sleeping Comics says, I'm a bad Korean. I didn't get one, but I'd like to buy a couple. Same fan, same. As far as buying, I'm not Korean. I don't think. I'm pretty sure I'm Peruvian and Inca Indian. Will you ever have kids, Randy? You know, I've heard a lot of people say that I'd be a good dad, and I'm starting to think more and more that I probably wouldn't be the worst parent. And it's like, okay, did you get an award for not being as bad a parent as you could have been? So me and I've had a couple of I've had a couple of conversations with girls I've dated in the past of, if we have kids, you know, let's adopt, or hey, if we're gonna have kids, like, give me a few years, because, you know, I was a bit younger. One girl was just like, you know, if it happens, it happens. I'm not planning on it, but you know, I you know, I like being with her, so it's like, you know, kind of running that risk, playing that gamble. With the most recent chick, we talked about it. Would probably use a surrogate. So I mean, it would be my DNA and her DNA, but it would be in a surrogate. It would be in a another. We would just use another woman's womb, because I don't want her to ruin her body. I want her to, you know, think she's cute, and you know, maybe stay the way she is. We would probably use a surrogate if we decided we wanted kids, but this gal is little. I mean, I usually go for, like, you know, 40s and 50s. She's in her 30s, but is a little older than me. And again, I'm about to be 35 tomorrow. Sounds wild. Where the heck has this time gone? You know, if she was younger, I'd be like, okay, don't have kids the natural way. You know, we could try it in the future, maybe. But you know, listen, like, I really got a little messed up when Charlie Kirk died, and just you know, like, I feel like the tenets of those lessons is just like, get married, have kids, and raise good people. And the world probably needs more of that. And also there's a, this is going to sound so egotistical. I would like it if we had a lot more Elon Musks, right? Like, if there was a chance, okay, like, if I'm like in charge of, like, let's say this is a game. Think about Pokemon game, second generation. Do you want to breed a, I don't know, like a Rattata, or let's say like a Raticate and a Furret? Or do you want to breed like a Arcanine and like a, I don't think Nidoqueen can, like an Arcanine and a Granbull? It's like, okay, well, Raticate and Furret, like, it'd be a solid normal type Pokemon. Maybe you could, you know, maybe it could know the move Return automatically coming out of the egg, because, you know, it learns the dad's moves. Cool, but if you have like if you have an Arcanine, like, that kid, a male Arcanine, that kid is going to know Extreme Speed. That kid is probably going to learn Flame Wheel. That offspring, like, so if you have the option as a breeder, and even the veterinary field, you're not considered a good quality breeder if you take dogs that have like hip dysplasia and breed them. Like, no, there's too many sick puppies in the world already. Do not breed dogs with you know, health issues. So again, if it were my idea between, like, okay, who'd likely have the better offspring that would help the world in a better place, like, okay, me or Elon Musk. Elon Musk probably gonna take that all day. But I would think that my brain and my being is probably good enough to at least where the minds of the kids would probably be a net positive. And even outside of that, I don't know if this was Justice League or if this was Batman Beyond, because they Justice League has had crossovers Batman Beyond, and Amanda Waller's been in both. I think this was whatever it was either Justice League or Batman Beyond, obviously animated series. And they were going over spoilers. They were going over how Terry McGinnis was created. And Amanda Waller had seen Batman on the streets for 20 years. And he was losing a step, getting a bit slower. And he's just like, he was the best. And the world needs a Batman. So we created one. They used Bruce Wayne's DNA. They created Terry McGinnis. He is almost like a clone. It's his son, of Bruce Wayne, and he's good. And Amanda Waller said she did that because the world needed it. It's always going to need a Batman. And I feel like I've done, I think, already just enough good, and I feel like I'm a pretty net positive in the world, and just people seem to like me a lot. And I have never had any problem making friends. If I had a couple of little Chavezes, hopefully, some of those traits would be passed down, and would create more positivity in the world. Yeah, so that would be the hope. Obviously, there's books and movies and plays written about parents that have these crazy hopes for kids, and they try to push them in one direction. The kid's like, bro, I just don't want to do, just let me do my own thing. But I think you can, even if I have a certain plan for a kid and the kid just wants to go totally out of left field, do whatever. It's like, okay, do what you want to do, but you're going to have to learn these skills as well in conjunction with it, and at least become a well-rounded and complete person, and then do what you want to do. So that would be the goal, and I don't think that's unreasonable to think. If you think okay, my kid's gonna be a football star, it's gonna be, but and you try to push them to one thing, but it's like, bro, that's not this kid's interest. They want to do this, that's where you get that. I mean, I had that when I was younger too. People always trying to push me into what they thought that I should be, and that's why I have certain problems with authorities and government, because it's people that are less intelligent than you trying to tell you what to do, and I was like, I'm not. That is the worst way. But it does worry me that my kids will probably be smarter. I hope they're smarter, but I hope that they're good. I hope that they are just born good, and I don't have to do as much. And I don't know. It gets very stressful. That's hard. Also, raising a kid in the 90s, probably a bit easier than raising him. I mean, because if you were born in the 90s, your parents didn't know shit about tech. They didn't know anything about computers, about the internet. Who else saw someone get decapitated in 6th grade? Right? Who else went online? And because parents had zero idea what the internet was, you got to see people get decapitated. You got to go on rotten.com. You had to see all these ridiculous, is pretty wild. And we're all okay, I think. But yeah, as raising the kids in the 90s, there wasn't really social media. Now it's a whole new thing, and people are crazy, and everything you do is recorded, and it's this is hard. Raising a kid now, I think, is hard. And I don't know if I'm equipped to do that, especially with all that I want to do. Hey, let me have these kids, and then go to Madagascar to help save the rainforest, help save these endangered species. That's, hey, let me have these kids just to not be around for a while. Well, I guess Goku did it, and Gohan turned out pretty awesome. Anyway, I don't know. It's possible there's little Chavezes out there right now. But again, clearly I'm thinking about it, but I don't know yet. I'll drink sangria and chill at the beach in the winter. Peace food. Yes, the ordained comic pulled out, and Comics and Crypto has claimed the bounty on that. So good for them. Octura says, I thought we would have some Kraken OMI moving by now. I thought we would too. Didn't happen, unfortunately. I mean, maybe we'll get that soon. Callum UK says, hey Randy, what's up? Meow meow meow. Good morning over there, or evening. I don't know where y'all are. Let's get back to some of the news here. Let's get back to, hey, they're doing it. They're becoming mighty. More monster. Oh Jesus. Should have just stayed. You should have. You should have. Should have. Probably. My girl saying she should have just stayed the extra night. I told you, girl. I told you. Yeah. But if she did, then I wouldn't have. Wouldn't be. Oh, I mean, I guess we could have done the skit today. All right. Anyway. Who's messaging me? Just in the UK to create new rules to police cryptocurrency markets. Of course they are. Guys, get out of the UK. If you're in the UK, get out. That it's done. Throw the whole country away. I know that. Okay, not bad. Okay, so Rayid from DEVVE. So this is my initial thought, but as things progressed, I began to think that might not be the only reason. I'm pretty certain that many influencers and key players in the crypto space are already following DEVVE's official X account. There's even an article posted on Binance Square by Crypto Daily called Top 10 Innovative Crypto Projects to Watch in 2025, and DEVVE was listed as one of the top projects to watch. I think that many of their competitors are aware of DEVVE and its ecosystem, but at this point, there's probably nothing that they can do to stop DEVVE. Their only real option is to adapt to the paradigm shift when the DEVVE exchange is launched and the world is using it. CEO Ray has been invited to the United Nations multiple times and even presented at CES 2025. Any serious company that pays attention to the space and its competition would already know about DEVVE, their tech, and what they're capable of. I think it's safe to say that competitors have taken notice. Over the broader crypto community, everyone from the shrimps to the whales are still not fully aware of DEVVE, DEVX, and its ecosystem. This could very well be intentional, a result of controlled marketing. That said, I would like to point out that aside from OGs who've been part of this journey for many years, many of us who joined the DEVVE ecosystem early last year witnessed the power of marketing firsthand. Back then, there was no announcements coming soon, no United Nations invitations, no CES presentations, no launchpad, no DEVVE stream listed on NASDAQ. Everything was speculative. All we had was the team's word and promises on which they delivered. Despite this early last year, DEVVE jumped from a few cents in value to an all-time high of $2.13 per token. That's the power of marketing. For a project like this, with upcoming announcements, major partnerships, such as potentially NASDAQ, invitations to the United Nations, and a sister company already listed on the NASDAQ exchange, you'd typically expect the market cap of such a token to already be in the billions even before a major joint partnership announcement. An invitation to the United Nations having a sister company. Okay, wait, hold on. Fudge. Yeah, an invitation to the United Nations having a sister company listed on NASDAQ is already a big deal and a strong indicator of the project's technology and legitimacy. Considering all of this, along with our current market price, I believe that the controlled marketing approach is intentional and strategic. Of course, I could be wrong, but one thing's for sure, the moment the public announcement is made, DEVVE will explode in price value. The safest approach is to sit back and relax because a big announcement could happen at any time. I'm going to make a whole DEVVE video and I'm going to read that in there because that's important, I think. Last one. We had a Todd McFarlane mint number 28 sell for 74 million OMI. That is bananas. Shout out to Crypto Khaki. That is level 100. Orange Bag Lady congratulating him. What we got here? Tom from DEVVE says, there are a number of patents issued globally. IP has been and continues to be a strong part of our story. I'll also say that in addition to issued patents, some of our strongest IP is admittedly early in the patent process, but some of the most valuable, in my view, such as the CTS patent, was recently submitted a PCT filing on. In general, I don't like to discuss IP publicly. I consider my personal IP analysis and ongoing plans and strategy related to it as proprietary and strategic. That's why I do not engage in public discussions on Telegram. I think I mentioned that in a video the other day, though. Hysterical. Cardano daily on-chain volume on DEXs has jumped to 28.8 million ADA. It is more than 9 times the average volume from the previous week. Most of the volume traded is on Night token, but volume on other Cardano tokens is growing as well. Nice to see an increase in trading activity. Night. Didn't we talk about that on the Definity? Maybe we didn't. Wonder what the connection is. CFTC confirms Bitcoin can be used as collateral in derivatives markets. Let's go. Did you know that Pisces and Sagittarius are considered generally compatible, often forming with a spiritual connection with good potential for love, friendship, and passion due to shared ideals? I would appreciate your support. Okay. Pat Anderson says, appreciate your support. We have a series of broadly allowed patents that I think are going to be particularly applicable to TradFi moving into DeFi. In the bigger scheme of things, patents are just one piece on the board. Love that. Fed cut rates by 25 basis points last week. Pretty bullish. The Federal Reserve is going to buy $40 billion worth of Treasury bills over the next 30 days. It'll start on December 12th, so that actually already started. The desk anticipates that pace of RMPs will remain elevated for a few months to offset expected larger increases in non-reserve liabilities in April. Fed Chair Jerome Powell said the Treasury purchases may remain elevated for a few months, means the gradual QE has just started. Bullish on Q1 2026, says Ash Crypto Real. Powell says, I don't think a rate hike is in anyone's base case. Good. Where am I at? I'm still on Wednesday. Jesus. Okay, we got a lot of news to go over here. Yes, you should have just stayed the extra night. Told my bae. Jeff Dorman says, remember when the entire crypto market sold off for the past 8 weeks because of so many fears? Rate cuts weren't happening, hawkish Fed, tariffs were being rolled back, the repo and credit markets were imploding, TGA and QT were draining liquidity, MicroStrategy and DATs were selling Bitcoin, crypto winter is coming and volumes are going to fall off a cliff, and the Market Clarity Act was delayed. Well, rate cuts are happening. Tariffs aren't being rolled back. Repo and credit are back to functioning perfectly fine, and credit spreads are back to the tights. TGA has been restored, and QE is now replacing QT. MicroStrategy and the DATs are not forced sellers. In fact, they're still buying. Crypto exchange volumes are showing remarkable resilience, and the Clarity Act is moving along rather quickly. I'm not saying crypto will or should rally, but just remember to stop listening to all the people who said these were the reasons for the decline. My other back. Jeff Garcia, the voice of Sheen from Jimmy Neutron, has died at the age of 50. Horrible. Bitcoin Archive says the CFTC says using Bitcoin and crypto as collateral will bring trillions into the U.S. market. Definity Networks reposts this and says, as the CFTC chair highlights the transformative potential of crypto collateral in the U.S. markets, Definity Markets is driving the next evolution. Our bank-intermediated credit framework is designed to unlock trillions in digital asset liquidity, bridging traditional finance and DeFi with institutional-grade trust. Elon Musk confirms that SpaceX plans to IPO, likely at a $1.5 trillion valuation, which is insane. People want to sell their booties to get DBZ on VeVe. I'm not gonna lie, I respect it. Respect the move. It's like when Cam brings Jay to a bowling league and he just says like, "You did all this just to win a trophy," and Cam's like, "Yes." Jay's like, "I respect that." What men do for trophies sometimes. You did all this just to win a trophy? Yes. I respect that. Oh God, that is such a good show. That is such a good line. That's amazing. DEVVE Community says, oh my God, I'm dying. When the Fed injects liquidity through short duration treasury purchases, it does more than calm funding markets. Girl's hair. It highlights how central treasuries are to every financial workflow, from collateral to repo to money markets. And where treasuries matter, tokenization follows. Tokenized assets thrive on liquidity, velocity, and clarity. Buying T-bills increases activity in the safest collateral class, which accelerates interest in programmable settlement, on-chain issuance, and real-time collateral mobility. Dfinity is crushing it. Shout out to 10GSWBK for reaching level 98 and watching me while he does so. Shout out to Arcturus saying big ups to Randy and his visiting lady friend. He's going to be a permanent base soon. I think. Might be a few months. Gotta get that. Have to hiccup. There's a class action settlement. Ban versus NBA properties. United States District Court for the Northern District of California. Records indicate you have an NBA Top Shot account and may be entitled to a payment from a class action settlement. I'm not going to be part of that, but anyone wants to look into it. We have Paramount now. So Avatar: The Last Airbender, the trailer came out. Dude, when Avatar NFTs, like if we have Paramount, I think we have Nickelodeon. I think we have Avatar: The Last Airbender was that was one of the best cartoons that Nickelodeon has ever put out. And they put out Angry Beavers and Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron and Rugrats and Hey Arnold. Oh my God. There's no shortage of great cartoons that came out of Nickelodeon. And Avatar was one of the best, if not the best. And the trailer for Avatar 2 came out. Toph narrates it. Not the old not the old Toph or the first Toph. It was, I think it's Michaela Jill Murphy, I think her name is. She's been around a lot lately, going to a bunch of cons, doing a bunch of signings, doing a bunch of cosplay. She looks pretty awesome. I want to meet her. I'll maybe interview her one day. But the new Toph, Toph Beifong, is narrating the entire first trailer of this. It takes some shots directly out of the old Avatar. Probably the only time people are like, send me those feet pics. Because for those that don't know, Toph is blind, known as the Blind Bandit. Earthbending champion, learned from the Badger Moles that were the original Earthbenders, could do it naturally. She learned Earthbending from them, but because she's blind, she feels the vibrations of what's going on in her feet, which is really freaking cool. And so again, she doesn't wear shoes because she has, when they pretended to be Fire Nation, she did have shoes, but they didn't have soles on their feet, so she could feel the ground still. Anyway, yeah, so that it's just really cool the way they do it. It's freaking awesome. I love that stuff. Anyway, keep on going. Oh God, can't with these. Also, some guy was extra drunk. Oh my God, soiled himself. That is freaking hysterical. Did you record it? Please record it. So apparently, from Ohio to wherever she was going, there was an extra drunk dude on the flight. He was swaying and soiled himself. Her and 3 other girls all gave each other looks, waiting to get our bags when he went past us. Oh my God. Also seen 2 ginger lesbians. My friend has a thing for gingers, but it's got to be the right kind of ginger. Pale skin, but not too pale. Red hair, petite, tiny, and fit. Okay. They were built kind of thick. No. Okay. These are the stories that are making it in tonight's live. Thankfully, there's not a lot of people here. Okay. Bitmine just bought 33,504 ETH, valued at $112 million. They are buying the dip. Oh. Me and my friends at another friend's retirement party years back. It was a great time. Great time. Oh, me and my friends at a Christmas party. This is like 2014. This is way back. Oh. I missed my friends. Good times. Good times. Oh my God. Like 18-year-old Chavez here. That's my friend Paul. He's been on the podcast. And 18-year-old Chavez. It was at the Witch's Brew in Long Island. My invaders. God, this is good times. Good times. BlackRock ETF has bought $191 million worth of Bitcoin and $55 million worth of Ethereum on the morning of December 11th. Tom Lee's Bitmine has bought $107.5 million worth of ETH on the same morning of December 11th. Coinbase to allow users to trade all Solana tokens through a DEX without official listings. That is huge. Coinbase, I repeat, is going to allow users to trade all Solana tokens through DEX without official listing. Huge, huge, and maybe that's why SMOL had a big up day when that was announced. You know, I don't know. Down 11% on the day, but still $1.1 million market cap. Nice. Definity is doing incredible. Egypt had told FIFA to scrap its World Cup Pride match against Iran. FIFA had designated the June 26 game in Seattle, the queer capital of America, apparently, as a Pride match before the fixtures were announced. Egypt's Football Association wants FIFA to remove any LGBTQ plus Pride-related activities from the weekend, as it would clash with both nations' cultural and religious values. This is going to be wild to see. I am very curious to see how this plays out on a societal level. People still haven't gotten paid out on bat cows. Wild times. U.S. trade deficit falls to lowest level since 2020. Again, on the bat cow, people have not. Oh God, sorry, pants are a little too tight today. I've been getting fat. Sorry. Don't blame me. The girl was here and she just wanted stuffed crust pizza and I'm not gonna lie, that was me. She just agreed to it. It was great. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. This is why I never got back cows. I did not like what it was doing, the way it was doing it. Any people that were going for back cows were once VeVe peeps. So I never really got anything on candy. Rigged X says the One Piece TCG market is booming. I've heard that. I've heard that a lot. A lot of the Poke Bros have been buying all the product. I bet they have. It's a nice niche market for them. President Trump considers eliminating taxes on gambling winnings. Let's go. Pete Alonso signed a 5-year, $155 million deal. It was bananas. Elon and El Salvador launched the world's first nationwide AI tutoring program. Elon and El Salvador's President Bukele are shaking up the world with a game-changing move. Elon tweeted, "Grok will be used nationwide by El Salvador for personalized education." End quote. While XAI confirmed Grok is for education, XAI is thrilled to announce a partnership with El Salvador and Nayib Bukele to bring personalized Grok tutoring to every public school student in the country with over 1 million children. It's the world's first nationwide AI tutor program. While most of Latin America clings to outdated classrooms, chalkboards, and overcrowded desks, and teachers are stretched thin, El Salvador and Elon are diving into the future with AI. This isn't just text flexing, it's personal. That was written by AI. Imagine a kid in San Salvador getting a custom tutor via Grok, learning at their own pace, while neighbors in Guatemala or Honduras still memorize from dusty textbooks. Bukele's betting big on this. syncing with Elon's vision to leapfrog education, potentially lifting 1 million kids out of poverty with skills for tomorrow's jobs. Latin peers like Mexico, stuck in teacher strikes, or Brazil with underfunded schools, look stuck in the past, proving El Salvador's bold step into a bright future, while others wallow in gray stagnation. This is exactly what I was looking into when I was on acid in September. AI is going to be a much simpler way of educating kids and even educating our world's brightest. You want the world's brightest going to the top universities, and you want them doing this is why I feel like I liked a lot of Democrats' policies in the 90s that are just like, hey, a lot of immigrants are coming, I should probably keep them out, because I think even Chuck Schumer said, like, yeah, immigrants want to come in and take advantage of our system. A lot of them do. Like, me as a first generation immigrant, like, it's not like, oh yeah, my parents moved here, but I was kind of born. No, I was born in Peru. I don't consider myself a Peruvian American. I consider myself just an American. I served this country, built businesses in this country. I only consider myself an American. Now, granted, sometimes for the narrative, like I'm trying to get Netflix to buy up my daCat IP rights, and be like, well, you want some you want some more Latino roles in there and writers. Okay, first generation immigrant from Peru. Like, that's when I'll bring it up when it suits me. But for the most part, really just consider myself an American. And why? And again, I felt a little more conservative these last decade. But in the interest of the entire human race, and if we're all like on one team, I want a couple like more liberal policies. Like, yeah, I understand America first, but like getting the technology to other countries and I'm not saying like give money, but getting the technology to other countries where you can elevate those kids. And if you can find someone from Ghana or Papua New Guinea or Sri Lanka, like any one of these countries that nobody ever gives a second thought to, but they have some kids in there or minds with the potential of changing the world, I would rather them get in to a top university than like a legacy student that's just going to be grandfathered in because their parents give like X amount of dollars. Like, but again, like the smartest people go to the top schools because that's where a lot of networking takes place. It's where a lot of opportunities take place. But if you can do something with AI on your own, the potential for that might be better than going to a university surrounded by what would normally be a conglomeration of like, again, like a melting pot, where you can get brilliant people from all walks of life. But that was pre-AI. Now with AI, you can get all of that wrapped into one. And it just, I think it would be really, and again, you want to get those smart people in America. But I think for the betterment of the world, you're going to want to have AI replace most of these universities, stuff tailored to them. I think in the next 10 years, a lot of these universities will collapse because you're going to have people not needing to pay $100,000 for a degree or $50,000 for a degree. They could learn something twice as fast. They could do it more efficiently, and they'll be able to go in and do it very cheaply. So I'm not really bullish on any of these universities out there right now. Turtle Golf saying, how do we better prepare for real world assets, RWA? Honestly, I think DEVVE is a big one for that. You know, everything's going to be tokenized. Everyone's probably like RWA is a big buzzword right now, and DEVVE seems to be one of the only places that can do a lot of these things that these banks and other industries are requiring because of the contingent transaction sets because of the finality, because of the T+0 settlement time, 8.5 million transactions per second that they can do. So I think the best way to prepare for that is not by, I mean, if you're super smart and you could like build certain rails for that, that's great. Smarter than me, go for it. But if you don't have that capability, the next best thing is probably just going to invest in companies that are. I'm not smart enough to be an AI dev, but I could probably invest in companies that I can discern which is going to be the best. Not necessarily for the ROI, but just the ROI for me would be helping humanity. But for real world assets, again, I think DEVVE is going to be one of the final solutions. I'll say final solution is going to be one of the major solutions that people use because of what it can do, because of the patented technology that, granted, other people will probably use the technology, but they're going to pay through the nose for it, and they're going to pay DEVVE for it. And DEVVE is going to become a cash cow. And what do they do with those funds? I don't know. Oh, Randy, withdrawal anxiety. If that's what you meant. So right now, I'm still probably, I can still give better insight on certain subjects than AI can, because AI tends to only take what's out there from what's on the internet, which is fine. It can give things super quickly to you. It's like, okay, well, I can do fast math. Okay, what's 7 times 7? 34. Oh, it's not, it's 49. Like, that was wrong, but it was fast. So a lot of AI can do this right now, where it'll give you information, but one, the information might be biased, and two, the information that's out there might actually be wrong. So right now, depending on the subject, I could give you a better analysis or better insight on certain things than AI can. That is, I think, a fairly narrow window that I can do that with. But as of right now, like for VeVe, like there's something that I want to show you guys. I won't be able to, I think, until next year. It has to do with AI. It has to do with VeVe. But here's why I'm currently the better person to ask, or the better source of info to ask than ChatGPT right now when it comes to VeVe and certain other things. I can't say what it is right now. We'll have to see probably next year. And that goes not just for VeVe and Dfinity and DEVVE, because again, like there's a difference between the information that's out there that's on public and then the information that you can get like from an interview and and again, there's also private conversations as well. Just because the information has been spoken, maybe like Alexa would be able to go and like, oh, actually, yeah, this information that was said here. And if Alexas have a hive mind, like, hey, has anyone ever said anything about this? And again, I don't know if they do or not. They probably do. It might not be public. Then somebody could take what I'm saying through my Alexa, listen to it through theirs in some weird way. What's up, Emily? But yeah, the time in which I have where I'm still better than ChatGPT on those select things, that is not going to last forever. And when that time comes, now granted, I don't know if AI will ever be able to use these pop culture references like I can, present information in the same way that I can. Maybe it can do similar things, but as far as analysis as far as data analysis goes, at some point it will get better than me, even at the things that I super excel at, where AI can't touch me there yet. At that point, it would probably make sense, and it'd probably be the responsible thing to do, where it's like, hey, like I guarantee you, and I've seen it I've seen posts on Twitter, the Marianoffel thing that I just read before. I've seen posts on Twitter. I've seen like the way that people talk, like that was 100% written with AI. I know it. Why? Because I worked with it so much and I know it. Like I know what it is. When you have a former Bay leave you for AI, you go deep down the rabbit hole, like, okay, what's causing this? What's going down? So I know the way it writes, I know what it does, but again, at some point, it'll be better than me at everything, not just certain things. And at that point, I'll probably say like, okay, it's probably best that you ask AI and not me, because they could probably give you a better analysis. Now, there will be a time where you'll ask me something or AI something, and they'll be like, we'll say most of the same things. We might just present it in a different way. And there'll still be one or two things that I could offer that AI didn't think of, but that overlapping time will probably only happen for a short amount of time, like one cycle of 6.1 to 7.1 or whatever. But yeah, at some point, AI is just going to be better than me at everything, at every type of analysis. So there'll come a time where okay, anything that I could say, AI will probably be better. But as of right now, I can still take it in the things that I talk about. But that's, again, right now. I don't know how people will deal with Randy withdrawal anxiety when I'm gone. I feel like that Cup song, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair. You're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, what's up, O'Malley? Meow, 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 meow. My girl is so freaking chill. Patrice Pickard, voice of Marge, she has died as well. That is awful. Clever Jerk has Electra mint number 616. That dude is my hero. There, U.S. Treasury has just bought back $12.5 billion of its own debt, the largest buyback in history. The Fed won't say it, but soft QE, we believe, has started, according to Ash Crypto Real. CFTC announces withdrawal of outdated crypto guidance. Let's go. That penalizes the crypto industry. Do I need to read that? No, I don't. David Arbor from Stranger Things, he's Hopper. He opened a Pokemon pack the other day and kept Oddish as per his request. He likes Oddish. Who knew? That's hysterical. Bitcoin's mine supply crosses 95% of 21 million cap with more than a century of issuance left. JP Morgan creates Solana-based USCP token to facilitate landmark Galaxy debt offering. And Bitcoin rewards app Lolly, crazy name, enables Lightning withdrawals. Good for them. Terra Luna founder Do Kwon officially sentenced to 15 years in prison. Wild. Number stops. SEC Chair Paul Atkins says U.S. financial markets are moving on-chain. The SEC is prioritizing innovation and embracing new technologies to enable this on-chain future. Debbie, I'm sorry. Oh, God. What was that? Lucas Demos watched an attractive white girl pick up an order for Uber Eats. He's saying to short everything now. Maybe you see some bad stuff going on in the future. We'll see. All right, this is Thursday. I can't believe Pokemon made this joke of just like, my survivor's name is Sevi, a real beaut, eh? And the dialogue is, that's an Arbok, or you think this is a survivor. It was from a commercial way back in the day where they're like, what does Arbok evolve into? And they're like, Arbok doesn't evolve into any, like, but they asked a really wrong question. It was infamous in the Pokemon community. I can't believe they referenced it in the most recent game. That's amazing. Somebody actually had that. They found the actual clip. I don't know how the heck they did. This had to be what, Diamond and Pearl? It was insane. The Unova region. Wild times. What do we got here? SEC has officially approved the DTCC request to tokenize stocks and bonds on the blockchain. Trillions will flow into crypto. That was as of 11 December at 9 at night. And I think DEVVE has a great deal to do with this, in my opinion. The guys, Definity is freaking crushing it. They're crushing it. I cannot say that enough. BlackRock has bought $75.7 million worth of Bitcoin as of December 11th at 11 p.m. We had 1,062 people base a purchase or sale or do a promotional code enter on VeVe. On any given day, from December 2nd to December 11th, we had between 729 people and 972 people This is the first time in 12 days where we did not have a active daily users account over 1,000 users. I sent this to VeVe Magic, and she thumbs me down. And the badass kid's going to learn this year with the Chucky doll, and she did not like that photo. She disliked the photo. A teenager stuck googly eyes on an $88,000 sculpture and now faces criminal charges because they can't be removed without damage. That is hysterical. I'd say it's an improvement, to be honest. Today's Sunday, so we're gonna have to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right, give me one sec here. Okay, luckily there's not gonna be too much stuff. I have to make a DEVVE video. I have other stuff to do too. Sorry, I have other stuff to do. I feel like I was doing Lady Gaga. Judas, right? Yeah. Standard Chartered partnered with Coinbase to expand their services to include crypto trading, lending, custody, and staking. Lending. DEVVE. Larry Fink just said the U.S. is moving too slow on crypto adoption, needs to speed up. Agreed. Jack Mahler just said that live on TV that Bitcoin is going to $200 trillion market cap. Okay, guys, I do have to bounce. I am going to release another video tonight. It'll be on DEVVE. Did I even mention OMI today? I don't know if I did. Real quick, take a look at the DEVVE. Or I'm sorry, OMI. Down 7.5% to 00019. Now we were at 00021 yesterday for a time. We wicked up there. Affinity down 4%. We back up to 29 cents, so only down 3.5%. I'm glad I got some at 28. But even at 29, like if it's down here in the 20s tomorrow, I'm gonna get another 10,000 DEVVE. Put another $3,000 into it, and then I'm done for good. Canceled. All right, yeah, I got to do. God, I'm so freaking fat. And again, tomorrow's my birthday, so it'll be a birthday stream tomorrow. It'll be a lot of fun. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube's algorithm. And everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi.